This video was brought to you by Smash Bracket, an animated versus battle series that seeks to answer the question of who is the strongest character in Smash canonically. The link is in the description. Super Smash Bros. Is a series that has been a fan favorite since the very beginning. There's something about seeing all your favorite Nintendo characters coming together and beating the crap out of each other that just gives you the warm fuzzies. That said, not every Smash game is created equally. There have been 5.5 Smash games made over the years, and each one has different strengths and different weaknesses. That said, I would be lying if I said that I didn't have a list of favorites, and that's what I want to do today. I'm going to go through and rank the Super Smash Bros. Games from my least favorite to my favorite. So let's start with Super Smash Bros. 64. This one was the innovator, the one that launched the series. That being said, I just can't get into it. It was my very first Smash game. I remember going to my neighbor's house to play it for hours, multiple times a week. But the character's limited moveset is kind of a letdown for me. I don't mind the small roster too much, but when the clunky movement of Super Smash 64 is applied to those characters, it just doesn't feel the same for me. Now, there are a lot of really great things about Smash 64 though. For example, single-player mode was a lot of fun, and I really liked the platforming elements. Each time they represented a character, whether it be their moveset, their appearance, or their stage, it always felt like you were getting a piece of that character coming to the game. It truly did feel like a ton of different Nintendo universes crossing over. There is so much that I respect about this game. The fact that it even exists is a story in and of itself. Masahiro Sakurai, the creator and director of Super Smash Bros., was planning on making a game with generic fighters, but in a fit of defiance, he decided to put in a bunch of different Nintendo characters and ended up pitching the idea to Nintendo executives, and they loved the idea. This experimental game set the groundwork for every other Smash game, and I've gotta respect that, even if for me personally, it isn't the most fun to play or watch. That said, the hit stun was so high in the game that combos are insane, and they do have combo contests that are a ton of fun to watch. That's where my current enjoyment of the game starts and ends. Super Smash Bros. Brawl is an incredible, yet incredibly flawed game that is hard to rank, because it did a ton right, and it also did a ton wrong in my opinion. Let's start with the good stuff. That music and the intro to Super Smash Bros. Brawl is just so good. It gives you a cinematic and epic feel that hasn't truly been recreated. World of Light and Super Smash Ultimate came close, but Brawl just had a special feeling around it. And a lot of that came down to its single-player mode, the Subspace Emissary. Now, the Subspace Emissary is something that I think I like the idea of more than I like the actual implementation of. Let me explain what I mean. As far as gameplay goes, I found Subspace Emissary only so-so. A lot of it was just running from one side of a stage to another, fighting some enemies along the way in a way that didn't carry over to standard Super Smash Bros. Gameplay. Levels did start to feel repetitive after a while, but that was made up for by the cinematics. I don't know why Super Smash Bros. Has never done anything like this before or since, with a very small exception in World of Light, but seeing all your favorite characters come together in a cinematic story is just incredible to watch. These cutscenes are still some of my favorite exposures to these characters even after all these years, and there was so much potential here for Nintendo to refine a proper story mode. Yet when Super Smash Bros. 4 rolled around, or Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, neither of them fully capitalized on this in the same way. I briefly mentioned it, but the music in this game is so iconic as well, and all of the different stages really stand out to me. I remember when I was younger following the Smash Dojo website to see how many characters were going to be added and when they would come out, and I just have so many good memories trying to keep track of all of the content of this game. Because Super Smash Bros. Brawl was on the Wii, which is Nintendo's best-selling console, I think Brawl is the primary exposure a lot of people have had to the Super Smash Bros. Series, and it truly does leave an impact on you. There was a lot that they did right, but let's talk about the parts that they didn't get so right. Primarily, the gameplay. Now, it's pretty rough when you're a video game and the part holding you back the most is your gameplay, but Brawl just dropped the ball on this one in my opinion. First off, everything feels so floaty and slow. The game is like you're moving through syrup. It had a lot of the fast-paced mechanics from Melee, such as chain grabbing or ledge hogging, and there's a lot of other things that they incorporated. But it just can't make up for the defensive, slow gameplay. Let's talk about tripping for a second as well. Tripping is infamous in the game. Anytime that you moved, there was a small random chance that your character would trip, which would be a pretty sizable setback in a serious game. The real kicker is that there's nothing you can do to negate this chance. There's no way to disable it, no way to alter the RNG, it's just there. It was put in as a way to level the playing field between more casual players and more experienced players. The issue is that it doesn't do enough to level the playing field. If you truly wanted a casual game, then they needed to do something more intensive than simply making your character trip. So it doesn't work for casual play, and when it's applied to competitive, serious play, it is also a headache. You can have players who are very similar skill levels, but because there's something so random and unpredictable, it can really change the course of fights in a way that just isn't fun to watch. With a few mechanical changes, such as what they did in the mod Project M, Brawl could very easily be my favorite Smash game ever. So with all that said, Brawl is my second least favorite game. Super Smash Bros. 4 took what Brawl did and worked out a lot of the kinks. The roster was huge compared to what we've had before, and there were a lot of new characters. Something they did that I really loved with these new characters is they added a reveal cinematic, where we got to see characters like Mega Man or Little Mac interact with the Smash cast in a way that we hadn't seen since the Subspace Emissary. Now, something that a lot of people might not know is that Masahiro Sakurai, the director of Smash, actually considers Super Smash 4 two different games, Super Smash 4 on the Wii U and Super Smash 4 on the 3DS. To me though, they pretty much fill the same niche, and I consider them the same game. Now, while Smash 4 didn't have a Subspace Emissary like Brawl, the 3DS version did have one of my favorite single-player modes out of anything Smash has ever done, Smash Run. This mode was such a blast. You race around a stage collecting different power-ups and exploring the depths of the stage, all leading up to a challenge at the end where the characters would be able to fight each other. This was such a good mode, and it's a shame that it didn't come back in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Additionally, Super Smash Bros. 4 had nearly all of the music in Brawl, and then some. It was also the first Smash game with DLC, which was really exciting to see announced. That said, much like Brawl, my biggest issues with this game are the gameplay. While the graphics are beautiful and it's faster than Brawl, it is still too slow in my opinion, and it's too defensive based. Dodging is such a strong option that it makes it really difficult to approach characters. Not to mention that, in my opinion, Super Smash Bros. 4 encourages really defensive gameplay. By removing the mechanic of ledge hogging, where if one character was holding onto the edge, another character couldn't grab it, this meant that more and more characters would be able to make it back from the ledge more often. Now, on its face, this sounds like a good thing. After all, you can live easier and play longer. But that's the issue, is so often if you're off stage, what it turns into is you approaching the stage and then getting hit away, and then approaching the stage and then getting hit away. It seems weird to say, but the recovery is almost too good in this game. It led to a lot of offstage combat that just isn't as fun to play or watch as the onstage combat that we've seen in other games. They did remove tripping, which is nice, but the defensive mechanics of this game are just too much for it to be enjoyable to me anymore. Super Smash 4 is my third least favorite Smash game. Alright, so the next two games were a really difficult ranking to me because I love them so much in such different ways. That being said, in my opinion, the second best Smash game ever made is Super Smash Bros. Melee. Like I said, this was a really hard one. Super Smash Bros. Melee was the second Smash game I ever played, but it was the first one that I really sunk a lot of time into. I've been playing this game for nearly 20 years and I love it. It's had an active competitive scene since the very beginning, and for a good reason. The game's movement engine, combat system, and mechanics are so good for a fast-paced gameplay. The recoveries in this game, unlike Super Smash Bros. 4 or Ultimate, are pretty mediocre all things considered, but I think that actually does a lot to speed up the game. If you're able to get one good hit on someone while they're off stage, you're basically guaranteed to take the stock. And that makes going off stage more rewarding and also a bit riskier, and it makes the games go by quicker. The speed and precision of this game makes it hard to master in a really great way, and the movement engine is just so fun that I could spend hours just moving around the stage. It also had an event mode that was a lot of fun, and an adventure mode in single player that was also a big improvement on what we had seen before in Smash 64. Let's talk about where it starts to pale in comparison to some other Smash games. For me, the biggest issue that Melee suffers from is the difficulty to pick it up. There isn't a buffer on inputs, and so it feels really jarring to go from a game with a heavy buffer like Super Smash 4 or Super Smash Ultimate to Melee. It feels like you can't move your character around, and ironically, like the game is really clunky and slow. It takes a while of really dedicating yourself to learning the mechanics in order to make the game feel as fluid as it truly is. And while I do think that this makes Melee the most fun game to watch and the best game competitively, the lack of ease of picking up the game is just too much. And that's why my very favorite Smash game of all is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, unlike Melee, I haven't ever played this one competitively, but it also got a lot right. Every single character in Super Smash Bros. History is here, and almost every single music track and a ton of stages. The gameplay seems to be a happy medium between Smash 4's defense-based gameplay and Melee's aggressive gameplay. It doesn't feel like you're moving through syrup anytime you navigate the stage, but it also isn't so precise that it's really difficult to pick up. If I were to recommend a Smash game to anyone new to the series, it would easily be Ultimate. Now, what are Ultimate's weaknesses? For me, there's a similar issue with the offstage mechanic of it taking a long time to get back to the ledge, although it's not as pronounced as Super Smash Bros. 4. But the big kicker for me is the single player mode. World of Light was such a cool idea and it had such a cool opening cinematic, but it just doesn't hold up. It gets really boring for me after a while, and I remember having to force myself to get through it. It took me over 2 years before I could convince myself to beat the mode. The other single player modes are fine, but where the game really shines, and hear me out on this one, is the online mode. Now don't get me wrong, online connection sucks. Nintendo has never been good at that, and there are a lot of issues with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Online. That said, it does have a more reliable online system than Smash 4 or Brawl did, and Smash 64 and Melee didn't even have an online system, with the exception of Project Slippy that was recently done as a fan mod for Melee. The ability to be able to play Smash with anyone across the world is just such a great benefit to the game. It means that even if you don't have friends with you at the time, you can always play the best version of Smash Ultimate, the multiplayer mode, at any given time. So anyways, those are my rankings for the best Super Smash Bros. Games. What are your thoughts? How would you rank them? Let me know in the comments below. Click the video on screen right now to check out an animated Super Smash Bros. Battle tournament. It is super cool and I'm really excited to launch it. And until next time, keep thinking.